Have you ever wondered how real intimacy is actually created in relationships? Many people struggle with this question every single day. Well, I'm Dr. Neraya Wolfe, and if you ever face questions or concerns about building deeper emotional connections in your relationships, stay with us. We're here to help you understand the true foundation of intimacy with clarity and compassion. A lot of people approach conversation with someone they're interested in by asking themselves, "What should I ask? How do I seem interesting? How can I get them to like me?" But here's the truth. These questions themselves are already pointing you in the wrong direction. Because what truly matters in relationships isn't proving how impressive you are. It's about how the other person feels about themselves when they're with you. Let me explain what I mean. Many people, especially men, start conversations by talking about themselves, what they do, what they've achieved, where they've been, what they own. And yes, confidence is attractive. Having pride in your life is important. But here's the problem. When you keep talking about yourself, the other person is just listening. In their head, they might be thinking, okay, that's nice, but emotionally, nothing is moving, nothing is stirring. Why? Because they can't find themselves anywhere in that conversation. Real attraction doesn't come from showing how amazing you are. It comes from making the other person feel something profound when they're with you. This person sees me, this person respects me, I can be myself here, and that's okay. And the fastest, most reliable way to create that feeling by asking the right questions. But not just any questions. Think about the typical questions we ask when we first meet someone. What do you do? Where do you live? Where did you go to school? These questions are safe, they're polite, they keep the conversation going, but they carry absolutely no emotional weight. The other person will answer, but they won't open up. Why? Because these questions only ask for surface-level information. They don't touch who that person really is, what they feel, what they long for. But what if you asked something different? What if you said, what's the most meaningful thing happening in your life right now? When you were younger, what did you dream of becoming? When do you feel most alive? Have you ever felt truly understood by someone? What was that like? These questions open an entirely different space. They give the other person a chance to look inward, to express who they are, what they value, how they feel. And in that space, something special happens. They think, this person is genuinely curious about me. With this person, I can just be myself. That's where intimacy begins. Now, many people hesitate to ask deeper questions like these. They worry they'll come across as too intense, too serious, too emotionally forward. Won't this make them uncomfortable? They think. But here's what I want you to understand. Asking emotional questions isn't being needy. It's showing depth. It shows you're not satisfied with shallow conversation. It shows you see the other person as someone worth truly knowing, not just someone to pass the time with. And that attitude, it sets you completely apart. Because most people don't go that deep. They stay on the surface, they play it safe. Now, let me share something critical that many people misunderstand. Women don't open up physically in spaces where they don't feel emotionally safe. I know that might sound uncomfortable to some of you. We've been taught that attraction is created through confidence, humor, physical touch, or certain techniques. So many focus only on what to say or how to act. But real intimacy doesn't start with those surface behaviors. It starts with emotional safety. What is emotional safety? It's the feeling that you can be yourself around someone, that you won't be judged, rushed, or pressured. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone is sharing their story with you, and you keep interrupting to talk about yourself. What happens? They feel, this person isn't really interested in what I'm saying. They just want to talk about themselves. So they close up. But what if instead you listened all the way through? What if you asked, and then what happened? Or, why was that important to you? Or, how did that make you feel? Now they feel like their story actually matters, like their feelings are being respected. And when that feeling builds, trust is formed. When trust is formed, they start showing you deeper parts of themselves, their fears, their dreams, even their vulnerabilities. That's how emotional safety is created. And here's the important part, this can't be forced. It happens naturally when you're genuinely curious, genuinely listening, genuinely respectful. Some people think this sounds too soft, too gentle. Won't I seem weak? No, not at all. Creating emotional safety isn't weakness, it's strength. It shows you're mature enough to handle someone's emotions, that when they're anxious, angry, or sad, you won't waver, you'll still be there. And that stability, that's what allows someone to truly open their heart. Now let me introduce a concept that's absolutely crucial. Understanding the difference between need and desire. Need pushes people away. Desire pulls them in. Let me explain. If you need someone's validation in conversation, if you desperately want them to laugh at your jokes, respond quickly to your messages, like you back, they will sense it. Women instinctively recognize when someone is trying to extract value from them, and it feels like pressure. This person needs something from me. They're depending on me for their sense of worth. And naturally, they pull back, because no one wants to be responsible for filling someone else's emptiness. But what if you were just yourself? Not rushing, not trying to impress, not reacting to every little response, just present. That becomes magnetic. Presence isn't about performing, it's about being fully there, not planning your next line, not filling every silence, not wavering when emotions shift. When you're grounded like this, something powerful happens. The other person feels safe enough to drop into their own emotions. And here's a key principle. When you don't need their approval, they start wanting yours. When you're not in a hurry, they naturally move closer. Why? Because people open up when they feel chosen, not consumed. What does consumed feel like? It's when someone senses you see them as a goal, a target, something to acquire. But chosen feels different. This person sees me as I am. They're not trying to take something from me. They just want to be with me. That difference changes everything. So now you might be wondering, okay, but what exactly should I ask? What are these meaningful questions? I've prepared something for you. 20 meaningful questions to ask women. A guide designed not just to gather information, but to build emotional intimacy, deepen understanding, and naturally reveal what someone truly wants and values. These aren't surface questions. They're invitations into someone's inner world. For example, questions about the past. What experience made you who you are today? What's your happiest childhood memory? Questions about the present. What matters most to you right now? When do you feel most alive these days? Questions about the future. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you could achieve one thing, what would it be? Questions about relationships. Have you ever felt truly understood by someone? What does intimacy mean to you? These questions don't just ask for answers. They give someone space to reflect on who they are, and through that process, you begin to truly see them. You can download this guide for free in the description below. Let me leave you with this. Attraction doesn't come from being perfect. It doesn't come from proving how impressive you are. It comes from genuinely caring about someone's inner world. From showing them that with you, they can be themselves. Creating emotional safety isn't weakness, it's strength. It's being consistent, grounded, and respectful even when emotions run high. That's how trust is built. And finally, desire follows emotional connection. The more you chase, the further someone moves away. But when you create a space where someone feels safe to approach, they naturally come closer. Understanding this doesn't just make you attractive, it makes you unforgettable. Because you're not chasing, you're creating a space where someone wants to reveal themselves, emotionally and physically. Relationships come down to one thing: how safe two people feel with each other. And that safety isn't forced. It grows naturally from genuine curiosity and consistent respect. Many people feel anxious in relationships because they believe they're not enough. Should I be funnier, better looking, more successful? But that's not what matters. What matters is that when someone is with you, they feel comfortable, respected, and understood. That's everything. And you can start creating that right now. You don't need to change who you are. Just be genuinely curious. Listen sincerely. Respect deeply. If this message resonated with you today, please subscribe and leave a comment sharing what question you'd like to ask differently from now on. I read every single one. Take care of yourself today, and may you build the healthy, connected relationships you deserve, because you absolutely are worthy of that.